Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, likes, comments, multiple comments, and subscriptions are always appreciated as they help with my ranking on YouTube. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed because there's always a lot of extra news, so I bring them here in these extra videos. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. This is more of a please be aware that this is taking place, and please just be aware of where you put your money. On Saturday, a Bitcoin user lost $1.14 million to somebody who was posing as the CEO of MicroStrategy in a fake giveaway. A Bitcoin user lost $1.14 million to people online posing as MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. The user sent the equivalent of 26.4 Bitcoin to an address confirmed by crypto tracking service Whale Alert as a scam. They said a nightmare come true. This received a large payment even ever to a fake giveaway. Around 2017, these began to pop up. What the situation was is that people were taking old footage from YouTube videos, from conferences, what have you, of very prominent people within the cryptocurrency space who are discussing something at that moment. They re-upload the video and basically have a Bitcoin or Cardano, Ethereum, whatever coin it might be, address on the screen. And they tell you to send money to them, and whatever you send, you get back double. This is, of course, not how the world works. I mentioned this about sometime last year as well, because at the beginning of last year, these were also becoming popular again. So just to throw another bit of logic your way, have you ever walked down the street and someone said, hey, give me $20 and I'll give you 40? No, that's not how the world works. Have you ever walked by someplace and someone said, hey, do you own a home? And you go, yes. And they go, I will give you 3 homes for your 1 home. Right? It sounds absolutely ridiculous. So apparently the person sent money through Coinbase. I'm not necessarily sure how someone or anyone could fall for this. Please just understand that there are tons of people out there who are trying to get your cryptocurrency, trying to get your money in some sort of way. Just use actual logic. Apparently the way that this went is that the person was literally posing as the CEO of a mega company. Why they would assume that this person, very wealthy person, would say, hey, send me 26 Bitcoin and I'll send you 52. Why that would make any sense to them, I'm not sure. But the point to be made is that it did take place. A lot of people fall for these. I'm not sure why. If you yourself see any of these, tell someone about them. If you know anyone who is a family member or a friend who has mentioned these to you, send them this video or simply tell them logically that's not how the world works. So yeah, this took place. I'm sure it takes place thousands of times per day on a smaller $50, $200, $300 level, but you know, just logic. Anyway, that's the not MicroStrategy stop sending your money to fake addresses news. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, according to a recent trademark application, Crocs, the American shoe company based in Colorado, may be, wink, delving into the world of NFTs since 2004. Wow. Crocs have sold over 300 million pairs of foam clog shoes, and the application describes a protocol that can manage and store digital collectibles. A U.S. Patent and Trademark Office USPTO report filed on the 11th of January 2022 indicates that Crocs has an eye on NFTs. The company Crocs is well known for its injection molded foam clogs. I had no idea that that's how they were made. Secured rights in 2004 as Crow's Light. Anyway, so the news is amongst the thousands of other companies who have recently announced that they are going to be getting into the NFT space. Apparently, allegedly, Crocs is going to be doing the same. Here's the actual patent right here on the US patent website from Crocs. It's not that long, but I'm just kind of showing you exactly what's in there. No one knows exactly what they're going to be doing. The idea of digital wearables is catching on quite quick. For those of you who did not know, there are a number of companies, besides Adidas and Nike, yada, yada, yada. The idea is, if the metaverse does catch on and people are spending a lot of their time in the metaverse, people are also going to want to look as nice as they want to look. And therefore, this is kind of the idea. We also had news sometime last year. It wasn't Givenchy. It was another brand who decided or announced that they were also thinking of getting into the NFT space. Didn't Louis Vuitton also have like an actual... They made NFTs or something like that as well, but I think it was like very exclusive, as many things from Louis Vuitton are. So not surprising. I look forward to seeing many of you inside of a metaverse, and let's see if you are wearing Bitcoin labeled Crocs as they're showing in the photo. It's another photo, but anyway, cool. That's the Crocs NFT news. You were not expecting that today. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, unsurprising news. The European Central Bank is concerned over inflation. What? Oh my gosh. In the euro area, rising beyond its own expectations, a high-ranking European Central Bank official has admitted. However, Europe's monetary authority is not prepared to raise interest rates at this point in time. Annual inflation in the area of the common European currency, the euro, has increased for a sixth consecutive month to a record high of 5% in December, according to preliminary estimates from Eurostat, quoted by Trading Economics. The last time inflation declined was in June, when it fell to 1.9% from May's 2%. Here's the chart right here. I made it a little larger on this screen so you can get a better view of it. I do not think that anyone or manyone are surprised at any portion of the time right now. We've gone over multiple times on this channel. It is not just the United States who's going through inflation. It's happening all over the world. First of all, inflation is a normal built-in thing based on current economic policies. But the idea of most governments tend to say that they are trying to aim for 1 to 2% inflation for the entirety of the year. It usually always outpaces that. But the fact that we're finally getting these numbers, like actually from the people who have been, I don't want to say holding them back for the entire year, but you kind of get what I mean. This is completely unsurprising. Prices are rising everywhere. And many currencies are also faltering, and they will continue to do so. If this is going to have any actual effect on Bitcoin's price is another gigantic question mark, because we've known for at least 7 months, not only the Eurozone, but the US dollar and about 16 other currencies are doing absolutely terrible. The economy looks a little bit overheated, as it's kind of rising only because of the printing of money that's being injected into other capital markets, which is not sustainable at all. So yeah, that's the Europe is also inflating its own currency news. I don't think they really have a choice in the matter. The system is made so that money has to continuously be printed to be able to kind of cover other things. But I think we've reached a bit of a point of no return, especially as we see the popularity of the cryptocurrency space continuing to expand. It's just really interesting that we see the growth of crypto coinciding with the actual decline in paper and or government issued currencies at the exact same time. So like always, what a time to be alive. Yeah, that's the Eurozone inflation news. I wonder what the other charts for the other countries look like. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, also in the news, and here's a very interesting one, and this is, I'll give you the story after. It says, despite the chaos in the overall crypto market, the NFT sector appears to be marching strong. The NFT marketplace, OpenSea, has fetched a new record. The popular NFT auction marketplace, OpenSea, has surpassed $3.5 billion in monthly Ethereum trading volume. According to the latest chart by Dune Analytics, on the 17th of January, OpenSea has already clocked in $3.5 billion in terms of monthly trading volume, even with about a week and some change left to go until the conclusion of this month. The platform's daily trading volume has oscillated between $169 million to $261 million per day just up to this point in January. A lot of people are coming to realize a certain thing. Now, here's a story I was going to tell you. Usually when people get into any type of investment, you tend to want to make sure that your investments are not generally correlated with anything else, i.e., I myself am into real estate. I own real estate. I'm also very much into art. I buy art not only because I like the way it looks, because I believe it's going to have a bright future price-wise, but also because there's no correlation between art and the housing market. I got into cryptocurrencies because there's no real direct correlation between Bitcoin and the housing market. You know, if the entire markets of everything collapses, of course, Bitcoin may collapse as well. But for the most part, we don't hear about housing news affecting Bitcoin's price. The same exact way that me having cryptocurrencies does not affect the price of my art. You kind of get what I'm saying. A lot of people have realized that during here's the actual article right here. It says NFTs and games are not correlated to crypto. Yes, a lot of people are realizing, and me and my friends have had, lengthy discussions about where to place our money, where the best place for investments are. And we've come to the constant conclusion that NFTs seem to be, not only are they not correlated with the cryptocurrency market, but the rise in the amount of demand for NFTs and for meta places and metaverses and all these other things, the NFT market is doing exceedingly well. If you've watched my other videos and or the other videos on the other channel, Money Rules, you know that I am really not only into NFTs, but also there's one particular app that I've been using, and NFTs there have been skyrocketing because they're first of all, not only are they actual licensed NFTs, but there's no correlation over the course of a 3-month period. While Bitcoin and Ethereum were slumping and going down, this market continued to rise. So I think, as always, this is my opinion, I think a lot of people are going to be quite shocked by the end of this year, because I do think a lot of people believe that NFTs would kind of disappear. Once again, NFTs are not just art. It can be fractionalized real estate, fractionalized anything that has value. But this is going to be my opinion. I think this is going to be huge. And I think a lot of people, I think we're going to have another situation where people are kind of, you hear about Bitcoin, Bitcoin sounds crazy. You hear about Bitcoin again, Bitcoin sounds kind of okay, but you're not ready to put money into it. You hear about Bitcoin a third time, you go, fine, I'll put $10 into it to see what happens. Before you know it, that $10 is 25 and you go, oh my gosh, I doubled and a half to my money. I should have put more money into it. Starts putting more money into it. You try to explain to other people, hey, NFTs have been doing X, Y, and Z. They go, NFT sounds crazy. NFT sounds kind of okay. Fine. I'll buy an NFT for $10, and this is kind of how the trend, I think, will end up going. But yeah, this is quite, as an investor who's been in crypto for a while, who's been in real estate for a while, I've been buying art since 2016. Time is going a little bit too fast. Being able to get into a brand new market, brand spanking new, and see that it has no correlation to any other market that I'm in is quite nice. Yeah. So that's the OpenSea is doing exceedingly well. We just had news a couple of weeks ago that apparently I think they just got some type of new funding on the platform and all this other stuff, and they're going to be expanding and yada, yada, yada. They're doing insane amounts of money just in Ethereum on the platform every single day. I assume I give it mid-spring, we should have another update on exactly how much money is flowing through OpenSea, and also, I assume OpenSea and the other place I buy from are doing very well because whatever. It's a very long discussion because there's no correlation. A very long discussion. I'll probably talk about this entire topic once again in some other capacity, but yes, without further ado, let's move on, because I can talk about this for hours, like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Alrighty. Let's move on. And to finish things off, Singapore's central bank has issued guidelines to discourage cryptocurrency trading by the general public. The central bank has emphasized that the trading of cryptocurrencies is highly risky and not suitable for the general public, end quote. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, or the MAS, the nation's central bank, announced on Monday that it had issued guidelines to discourage cryptocurrency trading by the general public. The guidelines restrict cryptocurrency trading services from providing or promoting their digital tokens, services to the general public. They also call them DPTs, digital payment tokens, which are crypto, I guess. The central bank has explained that companies should not market or advertise crypto services in public areas in Singapore or use third parties, such as social media influencers, to promote cryptocurrency services to the general public. I don't know the exact politics of Singapore, but I'm going to assume that they're not going to do an outright Russia, if you will. In 2018, 2019, there were rumors that were circulating, not only from Russia, but many other countries, that their governments were, it was thinking of restricting cryptocurrency trading and or ownership for people who were not rich. Easiest way of saying it. I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but it was something along the lines of, if you make less than this, you can't touch crypto. If you are not a seasoned investor, and I think it had to do with it having like more than $500,000 liquid or $1 million like in actual investments, you couldn't touch crypto at all. Not exactly sure if those laws are still being floated around, but this idea by governments that normal people, the general public, should not touch cryptocurrencies is not anything new. It's been floating around for a very long time. I always like to bring up the point that while cryptocurrencies are new, I think it would be better for governments to simply find a way to explain to the public the actual risks of said investment, or no, basically something along the lines of that. Say, hey, this could potentially do this, but understand the actual risk. So you now have all the information. If you choose to do with your money as you see fit, please go and do so. Because I think the idea of telling the general public that they should not or could not or cannot touch something is very hypocritical, especially when governments do not stop people from going and buying gold, from going and buying stocks, from going and buying government bonds. None of these things are not suitable for the general public. There's also tons of advertisements everywhere telling people, yeah, get into debt for 30 years to go and buy a studio apartment. That sounds logical. Why is there nothing like actual protections for people from that? But this new asset class is, you understand what I'm saying. So I always find that quite interesting. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out for many of these regulators in the future, because I have my own ideas of how the future is going to be. And yeah, so they're not the last one. We've had news and information before from the United Kingdom Regulatory Authority. I'm not sure what they're called, but they also are trying to stop cryptocurrency ads and people from seeing crypto things. And it's like, you are not doing that for any other thing that's deemed an investment. If that's the case, like, I would rather them take down all public advertisement from every single type of investment, but they're never going to do that because the government usually profits quite heavily from people buying bonds and buying stocks and buying homes and real estate, and you kind of get the entire point. So good job? I don't know. Question mark. Yeah. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you've all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. This visualization, like, I could sit here looking at it for hours because it's so fascinating. Like all the transactions that are actually happening. Like, I'm sure you can see like how backed up Bitcoin currently is right here. This bus is also completely full of transactions, and yeah, quite interesting. Do hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.